Like looking at Yuri. Hi, Yuri. Hi, Yuri.
Sorry, guys.
Don't say
My brain
sorry,
froze.
Yuri.
Damn, what did I miss? I did a tray flip and 2 pop shovels. His journal was on fire. I got a motherfucking nodding off. Nah, dude. Oh my god, I'm so tired, bro. The only thing that can cure this is for me to go to sleep.
Yuri's been skating for 24 hours and he's got 5 hours and 14 minutes left, I guess. Yuri's just sleeping. We just watching Yuri sleep. I thought Yuri might be doing stuff. Too many Jake motherfucker real quick.
We live, we live. Are we live?
Yeah, we live, Jake. We definitely live. See what your ass is talking about.
We live. Is it on or what? It's on. I'm live. Are we live? I ain't been live in so long. I don't know how this shit work. Oh yeah, it's going. You said I need mods as goofies in the chat. I don't even see him because the comments going so fast. I really don't even see him.
Yo, he really do look like Bobby Hill. Like,
oh, I can make moderators right here. Yeah, I need some people I know to pull up. I can make a moderator. Zebby, where you at? If you in here, drop a comment. Make you one first quarter. Let me see who all in here. I definitely got to get the moderators going. Twitch don't pay.
I don't know what Jake doing. I guess he trying to be like
Daryl Murphy. I appreciate you.
The white academics now and stream
It
a
is
bunch.
what it is. See, I can't just make anybody a mod. You feel me? Like I gotta know you. Okay, so boom, there's Zebby right there.
Know you through the internet, man.
Let me see if I can see him up here. Shout out to Duval. Y'all wild as hell over there. What do they call it? The Bang'em? Some shit like that? You heard about that LA rapper that died in the pen? Yeah, we've been talking about that, bro. I just don't know the details to really, you know what I mean?
But what's up with this right here? That could be Chrome Hearts. What is this? Is this some Rosicrucian thing? Is this some... What is this? I'm just analyzing, like, what is that on his shirt?
He was 9 when he killed the girl?
What is that on his shirt right here, bro?
God.
What is this on his shirt right here?
I think it's crazy Melly mentioned you in police interrogations. When was this? I don't know, Melly. I ain't never heard of him mentioning me or nothing unless he did a recent interrogation.
Yeah, your name. I
don't know, Melly.
Just like
I don't know them.
Officer Francois.
You're gonna have to send me that clip on Instagram or something. Send me a link. Who is Goldmouth in Florida State Prison? Unless you talking about like specifically, I have no idea. But generally, Goldmouth, I done met so many Goldmouths, bro. It's just anybody that got a mouthful of golds. That's like one of those like generic nicknames. Like Harry Potter is gonna be some white boy with glasses, you know, like a jizzle, it's like a little sex offender looking ass white boy, and be like, oh, that's Harry Potter. You know what I mean? Like Goldmouth is who got golds. Teardrop, you gonna meet 1,000 teardrops. Guess why? Got a little ass teardrop, you know? I don't know specifically who you're talking about, but there's a bunch of Goldmouths. I almost got caught up in the Deltona Xbox murders. What? What is that? What are the Xbox murders?
Yeah, what is that? That sounds like something.
You're gonna make me throw my Xbox out. What happened? You got, what the fuck? Do you consider it telling when you gave information on the news clip? Absolutely not. And nobody that I associate with considers it telling. It's just the people that want to hate that.
I don't think it was too much telling. I think it's a point where you make it out of the streets, but you're in the streets, you can't say certain things. He's trying to transition, and maybe at that point thinking he was a reporter. But you can't be saying details about something that you're still intrinsically connected to, you know? That's why they're saying that. But I don't think he was a snitch in that. I don't think he was a cop and none of that. I know that's the prevailing narrative or whatever. Might be some other stuff out here, but I ain't gonna say that.
Consider it telling. You know what I mean? So it's like nobody considered it telling when I was at 30,000 subscribers talking about it. But now that I'm up here, and if someone puts my name in some shit, if views go up, now they want to twist it. And you know what I mean? People were saying I gave that interview while I was in prison. I was out of prison 5 years when I gave the interview. The fuck? Boston Richie, the one that got exposed on interrogation, was the one that said, oh, he got the prisons flips and the prison searched and the laws changed. Where did this happen? Because if you go on the Florida Department of Corrections website, they have an incident report page. Every CO that gets fired for bringing anything in, or fucking inmates or anything like that, any CO that gets attacked, they have every incident reported publicly on there. Ain't nothing happened from me. But what about who he was talking about? Because somebody's in prison doing what, 15 on a murder? That's crazy. Somebody's homeboys got booked. So it's like, if that's who you're going to get your information from, then you're going to run with whatever narrative they spin. Big Mari got an update on Guerrero 10K. I don't. I heard he was going to take 50 or some shit like that.
But yo, I don't think he's a rap for none of that. Talking about none of that. I think he was giving too many details. It's truth in the details. He was giving too many details. So nah, I don't think he was a rat in this, but I do question why he never spoke about his own neighborhood. He always talks about like people from like other regions and stuff like that. He never talked about his neighborhood and his people where he's from. And I just want to know why is that, like, I think he's from Boston, Dorchester. They live. We're going to see how live they is. Hold up. Because they super live. I seen an interview, not an interview, I seen a documentary about these dudes.
Including this scene in Attleboro.
Alright, we gotta talk about the NOB story. Probably one of the wildest things we've seen in a while. Also one of the biggest RICO cases in rap history. I'm talking 31 people taken down for RICO conspiracy spanning from Boston to Cape Cod to Maine and all across Massachusetts. So the faces of NOB are two rappers by the name of G Fredo and 7981 Cal. They got tracks with Polo G, Mozzie, but they're pretty slept on in the mainstream.
Now these dudes right here, HSM, they allegedly is from the same neighborhood, same area as 1090 Jake, right? But 1090 Jake ain't never do no information about him because he's he's keys. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say no more. Let's let it play.
Everybody locally knows them, especially the feds who had been watching for years. And they actually started to build a case against them in 2019 when they noticed these dudes were recreating murder scenes in their music videos that had gone unsolved in the city. They were filming music videos on their ops block, burning their ops' hats, and super reckless shit. The feds were able to connect these music videos to a larger RICO conspiracy involving murders, beatings, bank fraud, pimping rings, and coke and fentanyl distribution across several state lines.
In fact, a couple of them were wearing GPS bracelets while committing their alleged...
What's crazy is the NOB gang knew
Niggas is crazy, but Africans, Cape Verdeans is Africans. If y'all don't know, I know some people don't know what they is, but that's what these people is, or they don't consider themselves black. They is weird. The Cape Verde is an island off the coast of Africa. I believe it's off the eastern coast of Africa. But yeah, they're wild out there, doing drills with the GPS on.
This was coming. The rapper 791 Cal even released a song called Rico a couple days ago. They could feel the walls closing in. Now, we're gonna get into all this, but before we do, check out my song of the day. This is my guy Foggy Raw. Let's go.
We ain't gonna listen to your song.
And Whalebone, which that was big. Have the highest Cape Verdean population outside of Cape Verde in the world, because a lot of folks from Cape the East. Now what's crazy is most, if not all, the members of NOB are Cape Verdean. See, a lot of people don't know this, but Boston and the surrounding areas in Massachusetts have the highest Cape Verdean population outside of Cape Verde in the world, because a lot of folks from Cape Verde migrated to Massachusetts to take part in the whaling industry, where they would go off to the sea hunting for whales for their oil, meat, and whalebone, which that was big business till the 1920s. Then the industry died out. Boston became super gentrified.
So now they robbing and shooting everything out there. Bunch of Cape Verdean pirates in the hood on Blue Hill Drive and shit.
Making rent literally the third most expensive in America, pushing people into hoods. And you ended up with these triple-decker houses, many of which needed Section 8 to survive. But this is where it gets crazy. Not only are NOB mostly Cape Verdean, but the blocks that they're beefing with are also Cape Verdean, so you end up with cases where you literally got some cousins who are fighting each other. Blood cousins from opposite blocks, beefing with each other. I mean, I heard stories of the rapper G Fredo was at a family event with his own ops, and there was so much tension there, they had to separate them on each side of the party away from each other until it just got too hot and they had to cancel the event altogether. Now, in 2017, G Fredo and 7981 Cal started releasing tracks to SoundCloud, and they were documenting everything they were doing in the streets, and this shit was escalating quickly. One day in September of 2017, 7981 Cal and his homie Ricky were casing this Cape Verdean barbershop because they had seen one of their ops from Cameron Street go in there for a shave.
When they talking about the barbershop, you know it's about to be something wrong that's about to go down. This is the barbershop. It's always some wicked going on at the barbershop. Some wicked thing going on in the barbershop, you know, wicked things, you know, there. Get lined up more than one way.
Up. Now his name was Bunzo, and the NOB gang were notorious for using these scooters to do hits, because scooters are super mobile, you can get in and out of places that cars can't get into. So Bunzo went into the barbershop, and 7981 Cal pulled up on a scooter, following him into the barber's, and allegedly unloaded 30 rounds into him, killing him on the spot. Cal got back on the scooter and dipped. The only problem for them was, at the time, his homie Ricky, who was casing the barbershop with him, was court-ordered to wear a GPS monitor, which gave the Boston PD the GPS info of him driving past the barbershop multiple times before Bunzo was murdered. So the police got all that GPS data to prove that he's doing reconnaissance for the murder. Now, the state didn't act on it right away. Maybe it wasn't enough evidence, maybe they weren't piecing that together, I don't know, and the shit continued to get violent. Right after they killed this guy Bunzo, Cal and G Fredo made the song Dead Ops, and they were just taunting Cameron Street. And what's wild about the music is G Fredo and Cal are getting hundreds of thousands of listens on SoundCloud. Meanwhile, their rivals from Cameron Street got no music, none. It's like a one-sided battle in the booth, right? They're beating up on them on the tracks, basically controlling the narrative. And while all this is going on, the NOB gang was spreading their enterprise. They opened up some trap houses where they were packing up heroin, fentanyl, coke, and they had a huge customer network that went as far as Cape Cod in one direction and Maine in the other. If one of the NOB members got booked, someone would take their place, and the money would get relayed back to 7981 Cal.
The whole shit crazy, bro. But you see, yo, why Jake ain't do no documentary on this? Got documentaries on why it sells, documentaries on why it offend Florida people. Why not this?
Who would pay for their lawyers, give them canteen money. I even heard stories of Cal and G Fredo getting dressed up as junkies to go down to the crackhead spot in the city, which is an intersection in Boston called the Methadone Mile. And they would do deals as crackheads. But the problem was the state was onto them, right? The Boston police had several undercover officers playing the role of addicts who went to go make purchases off NOB members who were dealing. They had transaction records through text and phone, and they started to build up some evidence of the drug trafficking that NOB was doing. But even the state didn't know the scope of things. They might have made a couple of petty drug arrests here and there, but NOB kept expanding their operations. One night in February of 2018, G Fredo and one of his shooters pulled up to Cameron Street in a Chrysler Pacifica. They were doing a drill. They saw one of their rivals, whose name was John Collin, chilling in front of his house. So they doubled back a second time and pulled the car in slowly. Gfredo and his boy went stealth mode through an alley that was adjacent to John's house, and once they saw him, they started shooting. Once they dropped him, they made it back to the Chrysler and dipped. And a woman rushed over to John to see if he was okay, and as he was bleeding out, he pointed to the Chrysler and said, "That was Gfredo," and he bled out and died. Less than 6 weeks after that murder, Gfredo put out the song "They Don't Know," where he basically recreates the murder scene of John Collin in his music video. Now, something about Fredo was he was known as the small dude with the itchy trigger finger. He would often head over to Cameron Street just looking for trouble. I heard stories of grown-ass men like OGs from the block that would see him coming and start running, which, I mean, I would too. Bullets don't discriminate with your age. You could be 19 and small with a gun, I'm running. And the rumors on the internet,
Yo, always be the little wild guy. That's the one. That's the real hit time, man. The little guy, the little wild, crazy, or the little quiet dude. That's the one you gotta watch, not the big loud one.
is that Fredo has at least 5 bodies, including his childhood friend who went by the name of Smoke, who he actually shouts out on the song called What Happened. I think the lyrics go, trying to do a kid like who? Trying to do him like Smoke. This was allegedly one of his close friends who, I guess he had to do him like that. Now, as Gfredo is racking up kills, his music is also doing really well, especially in the city. And he and 7981 Cal started to call their rap collective HSM, which stood for Headshot Mafia. Basically, you couldn't join unless you got a body. Now, as the music was picking up speed, the Boston police were starting to tap in a little more. They actually set up surveillance at NOB territories and Cameron Street territories just to try and reduce the killings. In March of 2018, less than 2 months after the murder of John Collin, investigators were conducting surveillance near Gfredo's place. They saw Fredo get picked up in a rented SUV, driving towards a residential neighborhood associated with Cameron Street. And the only reason for NOB members to be driving to that area was clearly they were looking to do drills, right? But they noticed they were being tailed by police, so they started to drive and swerve in a way to get them off their trail. This led to a high-speed chase where Fredo was in the back seat and tossed the guns out the window of the SUV somewhere on the highway, dipping in and out of traffic until eventually the cops pulled them over and arrested everybody. Now, a couple people got booked, but nothing too serious. And it wasn't until the summer of 2019 where the Boston police said, listen, this is getting out of control. We need bigger guns. So they called in the feds to assist in the investigation. Now, in July of 2019,
You know it's bad when they gotta call in some new blicks, some new guns. Like, yo, we're just losing. We're losing. But yo, why 1098 don't talk about this? Just wondering.
a kid was headshot by an NOB member. And 2 days after he died, Fredo released the video for the song Die Homes.
Look, pop out of his bushes like what? That is glizzy, I'm slamming, gon' lead that.
Yo, these dudes be telling on themselves, man. Why do y'all tell on yourself? If y'all gonna do it, don't put it on tape. Don't put it on a record. If you gonna put it in a song, don't make a video to go along with the song. Reenacting what you did, like, that's just not smart at all to be doing. Let's get lit.
Together the energy to take this shot. I really don't want to, but I made this promise and I do not want to do 20 ollies right now. My legs are done, bro. My legs are barely held together at this point. This was the last shot out of the bottle, regardless. But cheers, guys. This is the fucking J-Res. I've done so many on stream already, but just in that one section with the J-Res thing, 200 kickflips and 150 fucking ollies. My legs are toast, bro. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, we look like he about to pass out. Yo, all that caffeine and alcohol is not a good mix, dude, man. You're tired. Too much stress on your heart.
I think I'm gonna just throw these tacos away, bro. Sorry about the fucking weird angle. I didn't realize I did that. Oh my god, I just filled my Red Bull perfectly. Awesome. I'm gonna go grab some paper towels. God damn it.
You're not doing anything, so we're gonna switch from this year, right? $7 a.m. shots. That's crazy. Dude, what is there? What they got going on that we can look at quick? Okay, I just thought of something. Smack critter.
My drink. You don't be scared if you really know me. I'm in a penthouse. Night, Mike. Night. Night. Fuck all crazy for real. Nah, bitch, walk down. Got no sympathy for it. Got no sympathy for it. You know what I'm saying? It's CEO talk when we together. It's money talk. Seven-figure talk. These niggas thinking how to meet they devil. Catch out, we put them on the curb quick. Okay. Working with the cop, the whole block. Whole lot of more bodies been dropped.
Don't call the police, call the court.
Call the court. Jay hit you block.
Call the court.
Switch on the block.
Ain't no more hanging on blocks.
Ain't no more hanging on block.
Ain't no more hanging on Yes, sir, ski. Long live quick.
Long live OG Queef forever.
Before I start, I want to take a minute to tell you about a new card game my buddy created. This is not a paid advertisement. He's adding up. Starter page. There's a link in the starter page. Field Road in Lakeland, Florida. Sheriff's Deputy page. Want to check it out? Go to serialkillercardgame.com or go to the Kickstarter page. There's a link in the description of this video. Thanks. On August 1st, 2015, Polk County Sheriff's deputies arrived at a residence on Drainfield Road in Lakeland, Florida. They were responding to a report of multiple missing persons, and they met with a woman named Cheyenne Jessie. Cheyenne told the deputies that the house that they were at was owned by her father, Mark Weekly. She told them that she dropped her 6-year-old daughter, Meredith, off at the house to stay with Mark on July 18th. After a few days, Mark sent text messages saying he was dying of cancer and that he was taking Meredith to Georgia to visit family and they weren't coming back. After that, she didn't know where they went. As deputies learned more details about the situation, they realized that her story wasn't adding up. This is Monsters. Cheyenne Jessie was born on August 25, 1989, and grew up in Rossville in North Georgia, just outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Her parents were not together, and she initially lived with her mother, but she was removed from her mother's custody when she was 4 years old. After that, she was placed in the custody of her father, Mark Weekly. She was in some special education classes due to having a slight learning disability, and she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder when she was 8 years old. In high school, she had a part-time job at the local McDonald's. After graduating from high school, she and Mark moved south and settled in Lakeland, Florida. When Cheyenne was around 20, she got pregnant with her only child. The father, Billy Salisbury, didn't stay in the picture, and Cheyenne gave birth to Meredith Jessie on May 26, 2011. Cheyenne struggled as a single mother and was often forced to rely on her family for financial support. Meredith was eventually diagnosed with
Just looking at this picture right here, yo, I already know, like, yo, she got like, I don't know, she got like a demented kind of look in her eyes, bruh. She just got like a weird look in her eyes, like it's all dark. Like just look at the I don't know if that's makeup. Whenever I see people with this darkness around them like this constantly, I think I like how in movies and stuff, when people get turned to like the dark side or like their soul's tainted or something, they always got this darkness around their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Just look like she looking in the camera. The baby chilling, but her eyes just look kind of different to me. I don't know. Her eyes just look real different to me. Just all this right here and all this right here, bro.
oppositional defiant disorder, which is a disorder in a child marked by defiant and disobedient behavior to authority figures. Cheyenne's father, Mark, would spend a lot of time with Meredith, and according to Cheyenne, the young girl seemed to behave more for Mark than she did for her.
So on a scale, I know that your daughter has issues, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you classify you and your daughter's relationship, 10 being the best?
I was trying to make it at least an 8, but she...
But realistically,
about
speaking,
5.
The 5? Okay.
Because every time I go to hug her, she turns to violence towards me, and I'm like, okay. But when I come home from work and I'm tired, and I say, give me just a little bit, let me calm down from work, and then we can play. I used to take her out to do stuff when I had the money. We used to go see movies sometimes or go to a park, but then she started becoming a little weird when it comes to strangers. Like, she went up to a stranger and shaved him and told her whole, whatever she knew. If she knew her address, she probably would have told him that.
Where was that?
That happened at Lowe's when his parents took her with him to Lowe's while I was at work.
Oh, okay.
And he was asleep.
So his parents know your child too?
Yes.
Okay. And how would you classify Matthew's relationship with your daughter on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best?
He was trying to make it like a 10, but...
Of course, you don't want everything to be a 10.
Yeah, but he goes, I don't know how to deal with her. I've never really had a kid.
Right.
Cheyenne began dating a man named Matthew Monroe, who went by Cody. The couple lived in a fifth wheel parked on the property owned by Cody's parents. In the months leading up to the murders, things between Cheyenne and Cody were starting to sour. Cody was growing tired of having to deal with Meredith's behavioral problems.
So do you think it's better off for your child? You said he was going to be staying with your dad, or she was going to be staying with your father until maybe school starts. Do you think it was better off your daughter staying with him full time for you and your relationship? Do you think that's fair to say?
For mine and her relationship, we seem to be like almost at a 9. When me and my daughter.
Okay.
When she's with my dad.
Okay.
Because like my dad Grandpa came into some money, and then he had some money stashed up, so he can buy her what she wants when she wants, and she listens to his theory. She thinks all adults are stupid, but Grandpa.
Okay. Did she tell you that?
Yeah, she's actually told me I'm
So
stupid.
do you think that, having said that, do you think it's better for you and your relationship with Matthew if she's with your dad full time?
We've actually been able to focus on our relationship instead of constantly looking over our shoulder at what's she going to do next, what's she going to destroy.
Right. So it does make y'all's relationship better?
Yeah. Okay. We're not under a lot of stress.
Does it make you feel better if she's with your dad because she's better off, I guess?
Yeah, I can actually sleep at night.
Okay.
On August 1st, 2015, Cheyenne called the sheriff's department and reported that her father and daughter were missing. She told them that she had dropped Meredith off.
Yo, this lady creepy. I know she done probably done bodied the daddy and the girl. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Off 2 weeks prior, and Mark had taken her to Georgia. Cheyenne told them that he had asked her to dispose of his belongings. There was no record that Mark had told his landlord that he would be moving out. The situation seemed unusual to the deputies, so they asked if they could search the property, and Cheyenne was taken to the sheriff's station with the idea they'd be getting a more detailed report for the missing persons investigation. While she was there, investigators found more troubling discoveries at Mark Weekly's house. The couch had been covered by a sheet, but when they removed it, it had cuts in it and was stained with blood. There was also a strong odor of decomposition in the house, and there were dead flies everywhere. In the interview room at the sheriff's station, Cheyenne began detailing what happened leading up to Mark and Meredith's disappearance. On Friday, July 17th, Cheyenne took Cody to work at an overnight shift at Walmart. Early the next morning, she dropped Meredith off at Mark's house and then went to pick up Cody from work.
So you get there, what time, about 6:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
And you drop him, and your dad's waiting when you get there?
Yeah.
Like when you drop her off, how long do you stay there?
Just for like a few minutes, and then I'm like, I have to go get him from work. And my dad's like, said something underneath his breath. I don't know. It sounded like peachy lesson or something.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Here she starts trying to set it up to look like her father.
So they teaching these niggas how to debate in jail, yeah? Really? With the flag behind them, really? So what two sides do they represent? Democrat and Republican? Like what they doing?
And unlike my opponent, I'm approachable. 2007, 2008.
Oh, he threw dirt on him. Yo, is they trying to get a nigga smoked in jail? That nigga just said, unlike my opponent, I'm approachable.
Those who graduated, 100% of the people never came back to jail. You still think it's a game? With me being the president, I promise you, man, make y'all proud.
Okay, unapproachable. Okay, can I hear hum man?
Hum man.
Con game. Who's being conned?
Stereotype in a motherfucking crowd. What is this prison experiment? What happened when the Bureau of Prisons hired an ex-gang leader?
Con game. Who's being hum man? Approachable. Okay, can I hear hum man? Con game. Who's being con?
My bad. If you know, you know. I ain't gonna explain, but yeah, I need that. In order for you to hold up. The fuck?
Okay, can I hear hum man? Con game. Who's being conned? Why am I? Receives no incentive. You know, I can go and get my GED, $25. I can take a drug abuse program, get $30. This
Okay, can I hear
why am I
hum man?
program? It's all from
Okay,
you.
can I hear hum man?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is prime time proof. Check it out, Life Plus 40. If he can do it, why can't we? He's walked our same walk. He has worn this very uniform. We got to put in that necessary work, man, so we can get to where we need to be to see this world as a better place.
As a better place.
Who did you vote for?
I mean, we'll find out in a minute.
D. Williams got 29 votes. D. Williams got 25 votes. D. Williams by 4.
I would really hope that you would join me as my vice president. I can't do it without you.
I love him to death, but I'm glad he lost. The reason why I'm saying I'm glad he lost is because from this situation, the predicament that we're in, being incarcerated, most people think that we've lost. But it's from right here that people achieve that aha moment and they become great. Right here. They leave this situation.
That's a fucking vice thing. We're gonna do this live reaction.
If this your first time logging in, what's the deal? Welcome to It's Milk TV. Smash that subscribe and that like button for me. It's Milk Gang. Y'all already know how it's gonna go. I'm gonna take my 7.4. Y'all gonna take as many seconds as you want, and we gonna get our minds right before we get into this. Come on.
What's the deal, YouTube? What's the deal? Welcome to It's Milk TV.
Now, earlier today, I seen the news that broke about Huntington Park, California rapper Money Sign Suede losing his life while serving a sentence in California State Prison. That's wild, bro. They saying Tuesday.
Let me say it's properly love and respect and well wishes to his whole family. Money Sign Suede. Money Sign Suede. I heard some songs from him. Peso. A couple different things, man. I seen him do a lot of different content with Blasey. He was kind of affiliated with House Phone and No Jumper and all of that. But just shout out to his family and everything, man.
Like 10:30 p.m., I guess the staff, the COs, the guards, whatever you gonna label them as, bro, found him unresponsive in the bathroom floor, suffering from a fatal knife wound to the neck. That's what they saying, bro. I don't know.
See, I didn't even know that. They found him. He had a wound to his neck, and they found him like that in like the bathroom shower type thing. That's wild, bro. That's like the worst fear you ever want to have happen is one of your loved ones just goes in and they don't come back. Just, you know, everybody just cherish each day, man, with people you love.
It looked like that he probably could have got like jumped on, whooped, like stabbed. Like it looked like they tried to get him up off the yard. I don't know, bro, but it's wild because this man was really on the rise. 22 years old. In a position to change his life and his whole family life, bro.
Facts, man.
But he's still stuck in the streets. He's still stuck running around, not moving right, Lo. He was in prison, serving a weapons charge, bro. He only had less than 3 years. He was in there for 4 months. Let's make it clear.
No, like 3 years is, he probably would have been out in a few months. He probably, I don't know California laws like that, but he'd at least maybe a year, 9 months, and he'd have been good.
Everybody want to ask me, why did it happen? You know, I don't know. And if I really did know, I wouldn't tell nobody, bro. That ain't my MO. But y'all know how it go. It's real out here. It's real. It's really real in California State Prison, bro. He was in Soledad. That's a real prison, Lo. It's rules. It's politics. And then, not saying that he did nothing, but I'm just saying karma be real. The energy you put out is real.
Karma energy is so real, and people be denying that. All these things is a cycle, man. Like you recycle your bottles and your cans, it's a cycle of energy. Like what you put out really does come back on the back end. So you trying to backdoor people, you trying to scam, finesse people, or just be a mean person, it's gonna come back. I'm not saying none of that had anything to do with Money Sign Suede. I'm just saying in general that sometimes things that we might have done in our past can come back and confront us in our presence.
Shit come back, bro. So it's like you gotta move real right out here, bro. It's a sad case because you think like, damn, it's the second rapper that I didn't see in less than 2 years die from a knife wound to the neck. It was Draco the Ruler, rest in peace, and now him, G.
That's true. I wasn't even thinking about that. Draco did pass that way too. R.I.P. the King, man. Draco the Ruler. That's true. They did both get cut in the neck. That's wild, man. You don't even hear about stuff like that a lot out here. That's more like some Europe, UK stuff. They use a lot of knives and stuff, but I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. You drew that parallel.
It's wild, bro. And he the first rapper that I ever seen die in prison, bro. They got killed.
Facts.
Inside of prison. He the first rapper that I seen in my era that I know of. Yeah. Shit, wow, bro. The county jail ain't no joke. Prison nowhere ain't no joke, but California prison is like cutthroat.
Nowhere is no joke.
And I'm hearing that this wasn't his first incident inside that prison. So
I ain't never heard of a rapper or anybody famous dying in prison from that type of violence. Maybe they had like a medical issue or they OD'd, they snuck in some drugs, but never of a violence of that type of savagery. That's crazy, bro. It's crazy. He seemed like such a cool dude too, bro. Always had a nice energy. I've seen him in any interview.
I don't know what was going on. Nobody really know what was going on besides the people that's right there, bro. We don't know what's going on. That shit happened in prison. We kind of out the loop, but they say there's two things to expect when you in the streets. Is a grave or a jail cell. And it's very tragic and strange to skip past both of those not the grave or not jail, but to go to jail and then get put in the grave.
That's what I'm saying. His family, I know his loved ones, everybody, his friends, that's the last thing that they was thinking was going to happen was they was going to lose him in that manner. And he wasn't going to just come home like, yeah, you had to, I don't know if he had kids or not, but just your family, like, all right, they won't see you for a couple months, a year, you get those calls. You know, people, we got the phones in the cell, we got a little paper, we definitely had emotion. So that stuff ain't nothing. But you think you're going to be able to give your moms a hug, be able to see your dad or your girl or your brother or sister, and to think that you can't or that they'll get robbed of that experience, man, don't do that to your family. Anybody that's maybe in the streets, don't do that to your mom, to your loved one, to your girl, to your kids, man. I know it's hard. I'm speaking from experience. You gotta just find a way to kind of pivot out of that shit. Slow. It's not a quick one. You gotta do slowly.
That's crazy. It's like running through my brain, bro. It's wild. Yeah, but I don't know, like, anything could have transpired. Anything could have took place. I mean, it could have been something. I mean, you just never know. I mean, bro was in some all type of shit, bro. Like, it was all type of shit surrounding his name. That's why a lot of people be on the internet, be telling people, y'all need to go outside. Be outside all day. When you trying to be a successful rapper or anybody that's trying to do something to successfully secure a bag and put people on, go outside every day, bro. Go in the trenches where people don't care and don't play fair, bro. And it was just shit happening, bro, around his name. I mean, it was parties that he was performing at where people lost their life. It was just different shit. Like, it's just, man, it's crazy, bro. Like,
yeah, it's crazy, man. You know, just shout out to Milk 74, and of course, a big RIP and love and respect to Money Sign Suede and his whole family. California, LA legend, man. To the next one. Yeah, sign Suede, man. Y'all know I jumps around when I do my live. Y'all see me, I might be on like 18 different channels, you feel me? Look at what we got going on here with Yuri's. Baby Yuri. Got baby Yuri. Sleeper. Got baby Yuri sleeper. You can't sleep now, Yuri. You're supposed to be skateboarding for 24 hours now. You have 14 hours and 19, I said 14 hours. You have 4 hours and 19 minutes left. Can't be sleeping. Yuri, you can't sleep, Yuri. Yuri.
I'm so tired. He likes to burn. Skating.
Yeah, we're just gonna probably trail out on the stream. Be back on a little later. Be back.